Hi, I'm Jack from Sprig, and we're here at the Bowery Hotel in New York City with singer, songwriter, sometimes surfer, and super green guy, Jac Johnson. Hello, Jack. Or should I say aloha?
Either one. Aloha.
So you're here today to talk about green, and you're one of the greenest around. So
even more green, I'm realizing.
Yeah, even
that.
I mean, look at this. Yeah. Could you be more green?
Yeah, so I got a new record that'll come out in February. It's called Sleep Through the Static. I kind of wrote the name down one time, and it seemed like it looked pretty good. Now I'm realizing it's kind of a tongue twister.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a new group of songs, and it was pretty fun.
Songs?
There actually kind of are, more than ever on this one. I mean, there's songs that more talk about the emotions going on in the world because of all this stuff. It seems like it's a time that's pretty overwhelming. There's a lot of hope, but there's also a lot of people talking about time limits that we have now, and so it seems like a period in time where it's, with all the media and about it and everything, it can be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
There's one song I like that talks about a tear in an eye that gets pulled by the tides and gets put back into a monsoon and then turns back into the ocean and becomes a wave that crashes on the shore and stuff. And it's, to me, I guess it's kind of a, I don't know, environmental song, I guess. And
your studio, your recording studio, Brushfire, right?
Yeah.
That's out in California?
Yeah, it's in Los Angeles.
Okay, and tell me about that. That sounds incredibly green, or entirely green. I mean, is that
as much as we could. Mainly, it has solar. You know, it's solar powered, and it's an old building. It was really neat, and it was kind of. Some people, when we had them look at it, said it would be easier to tear it down and start new and stuff. But it was nice just for the vibe of the place to preserve the old building. It was from like 1890 or something like that. I think it was built. And so it feels good inside, but it's also, we just decided to keep it instead of using all the new material. So any of the reflooring that we did was either using the same wood from the building, or we got, just sustainable material, whether it was bamboo for some areas or corkboard and things. And then the insulation, I think, is recycled blue jeans. And there's natural light in all the place. Like we have these skylights and things, so you don't have to turn on the lights during the day. And then when you put on the lights, there are all those, low energy lights and all that kind of stuff. So
how do you make sure that you maintain, these standards of green when you're on the road?
My wife. My wife does it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
good. My wife is really the one that's, I'm behind all this stuff, but I'm pretty unorganized and lazy, and she's the one that really plans meetings like a year in advance or half a year in advance about the tour and talking about these things. And we run all the buses and trucks on biodiesel, and every year we try to kind of up the stakes a little bit on what we're doing and learn from the last tour and learn from other musicians, because it's kind of like this leapfrog thing that's kind of neat that happens where we hear about, Pearl Jam or Willie Nelson or Neil Young doing something, we want to do that and implement it into our tour, and then we'll make some progression that other bands will use. One thing we're trying to do this year is really try to get empower the fans to get active in their communities, and then we're going to bring voter registration. It's an important year with the election coming up, so we're going to have Vote the Environment out on the road with us. And what that is a group that gives out information on where the politicians stand on which issues. And so it's not like we're telling people which way to vote, but we're letting them at least get educated on if the environment is an important issue to them, which candidates back it and in which areas. And then we're going to have something called Climate Counts out in the tour with us, which is a group that they do a report card on companies, and you can look on this website called climatecounts.org, and it's basically a list of all these publicly traded companies and how they rate as far as climate change goes and what they're doing to better their companies.
That's great.
Oh, I know my eco-sin. I got my eco-sin, but it can be fixed. My eco-sin would be riding surfboards, because the surfboard industry is really a pretty dirty industry, actually. It's like these, it's always progressing. Every year everybody wants a new board, so it's like, for one thing, you buy a board and they're made to last a year because they know everybody's going to want the new ones next year, and the designs are changing so much. But it's kind of in a place right now where people are encouraging that to happen, where boards are built to last longer. But even the material, like the resin they use and the foam blanks aren't very great. They've gotten a little better in the last year or two, but that would be one of my eco-sins, is getting surfboards, because it's kind of like you want a different type of board for all these different conditions. So sometimes you want like 12 or 15 different types of boards,
Wow.
This is just a little love song for my wife, or for everybody who's going to listen now, but I wrote it for my wife. It's called Same Girl. you could read my mind, you'd say, baby, you were right, and I don't want to fight anymore. You're usually righter than I am, and I'm not a very good fighter, am I? No, neither are you. So let's be through with this one, 'cause some things never change. And I know you're still my same girl who builds her own frames for the pictures that she paints. The lights in Monterey coming across the bay, right back to my same girl. How can you be so calm when the truth is that sometimes we live in the eye of the storm? With everything going on around us, I feel comfort in the sounds when you say it will be okay, like a star guiding me to the light of the day. The doldrums could swallow me, but not with my same girl who builds her own frames for the pictures that she paints. The lights in Monterey coming across the bay, right back to my same girl. With all that being said, if I admit I was wrong, could we just call it even since I wrote you this song?